had so many people ask me lately, how does the FCRA support your arguments with factual-based disputes? And so, guess what? I'm sharing a part from the Deep Dive Dispute Workshop where I explain this in detail. How factual disputes work. It's the new decision process. This is a successful results training method. And guess what? You can access the entire thing over here at vault.my740.com. And you can see everything that's included. But for right now, let's jump right in. I'm not going to see you on the other side, but make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't done so. And if you want to see if I can help you with your credit sweep, head over to my740.com. Click on this link right here to schedule a call with me and I will see if I can help. But let's jump right into this right now and I will see you tomorrow. So here is the new decision process. So we easily use the FCRA without using the law itself in the letter, of course, to remove inaccurate negative information taken directly from the credit report. Now, you hear me say this all the time on YouTube. We're taking the facts that the actual creditors and the collectors and the courts report on the reports, and we use them in our arguments using that data to back it up. Now, where the FCRA comes in is those laws actually uphold the deletion. We don't ask for something unless we actually know that there's something that's standing right behind it to get what we want. All right, so number one, we target the accounts with the biggest impact. The accounts that need to be removed have the biggest impact within the last 24 months and otherwise within the last 4 years, okay? So that should have said years, not just last 4. The second thing is we target the account elements with the biggest impact, like date last active, date last paid. So just so you know why I start with date last active, and you'll learn this in the try and learn section, it's because that's the date that determines when the account naturally falls off. So if they added 7 years to this, obviously that is not correct. And it's going to add additional timing when that account could have come off years before. You get what I'm saying? So that's why these things are important. All right. You're going to find that every single element on the account runs like a domino. So you hit one and it hits the other and hits the other and they fall. They're all directly connected. And you're going to learn that in the domino effect for disputing. One of the links that I'm going to give you, okay? It's very, very important. And I'll also give you the link to the presentation that I used so that you can go check it out yourself, all right? So anyways, as a car drives past, we dispute factual inaccuracies that have a law that upholds a deletion without using the law in the letter, because remember, we are just everyday Janes and everyday Joes, all right? We're not going to sit here and say pursuant to this and pursuant to that. Nobody talks like that. So if the rest of our letter is just, hey, I just pulled my credit report. I don't understand what this is. Can you take a look at this? This needs to be removed because, these 3 dates are different. Then why are we also saying, well, pursuant to section 1681, you're required to do an investigation. And if you don't do an investigation or you don't, if you can't furnish the information, then you're required by law under said section, and paragraph to remove this within, blah, blah, blah. Nobody talks like that. So if you don't talk like that, don't write like that. Okay. So then we target the follow-up. Now, I did mention this twice already, and you're going to learn about that in the dispute funnel, but we do not want to give the bureaus any reason for a rejection because their job is to reject you and it is to frustrate you. It is to get you to stop disputing. A lot of people don't realize that the bureaus are not in the credit business. They are in the data business. It just so happens that they have to have a complaints department. That's what they are. They are the ones that, where they actually do the investigation. They're a freaking complaints department, okay? What I mean is that people have bad credit, they don't pay their accounts, and then they go and complain about them. I'm complaining that I didn't pay my Capital One account, and furthermore, not only do I not want to pay it, but I want you to do me a solid and remove it from my credit report. And if you don't do it, I'm going to sue you. So that's what I'm talking about, okay? They are in the data business. They obtain and maintain and sell your information. So this is actually why it is a huge conflict of interest. And they are not there to help you. They are there to keep that information on your credit report. They are there to make sure that they make the money off of it, because the more inaccurate and the more data your credit report actually reports, the more money that they make and the more expensive your information is. Because remember, they're going to then sell it to their main customer, not you. It's the creditor. And the creditor wants your data. They want your bad credit or your, less than average credit or, less than best credit or whatever, because that means that they get to charge you, the consumer, the higher interest rate, which means more money. They make more money off you paying what, $350 instead of $100, per month on your vehicle. They make more money at 26% interest than a 9% interest or 0% interest, because at 0%, they're not making any money. The banks only make money off of interest, right? That's how credit cards work. Other than annual fees, obviously, but your credit also, deals with that. So anywho, let's keep it going. Target the overall impact of the credit. So only dispute the accounts that are going to raise the credit score by removal. Again, we went over that. Okay, so old versus new. So the most important factor that changes the focus of the letter, is the focus of the letter. So in the old method, the focus was on the letter body. In the new method, the focus is on the dispute reason. So here's the old one. So it uses a 2-page law-heavy letter threatening a lawsuit if the account is not removed after failed verification. All they have to do is come back and say it was verified. So, that kind of just totally stops you dead in your tracks. Now what? What are you going to do? What are you going to say? How are you going to follow up? What are you going to send out the same letter that everyone else is? And then that same letter on round 2. The new method uses a simple, to-the-point request for investigation with supporting arguments of facts which are taken directly from the credit report, right? That's why it's called the factual-based dispute method, okay?